pendulum connected to the solar bolt, as I've already established, was not to come to their own conclusions, as I merely wanted to draw attention to the belief system as it still persists into modern times over.
Please take 3 minutes to familiarize yourself with the location of the emergency exit. Opening instructions along each window.
What the hell is this? All these stairs, at least the escalators. I mean, I don't mind walking, but if you fall down these escalators, well, I guess you get hurt walking, falling on any stairs. But what the hell? Oh, these work. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to channel Y.O.B. It's your host, Joshua Solomon. Today I am doing a review for Thunderbolts. Just got out of theater. I'm walking home right now. well, to the train station. My first thoughts of this movie. Here, I gotta get coffee real quick. So yeah, I got my coffee. No. And my first thoughts of the movie is it's okay. I like the third act more than the first and second act. First and second act kind of made me feel a little bit like I don't know if I'm gonna like this movie. It was very, the writing in the first and second act is just non-stop jokey, and a lot of people were saying in reviews that this movie is like going to be the answer to everybody complaining about how Marvel has been very silly. And I'm like, this movie is still pretty silly. It's like, and it's actually more silly than Captain America Brave New World. I think Captain America Brave New World was more like somber and serious than this movie. It's like the whole entire time, and that's the thing that was kind of bugging me with the first and second act, is that it's like the entire time they're just joking, and you can't, like, there's no like dynamics, there's no like different character variations. Like every single character that's part of Thunderbolts, the the group, they're all like making like silly jokes, and I don't even remember Walker being like this goofy in Falcon and Winter Soldier. So I don't know. I think the script was kind of weak for the first and second act. But when, and spoilers, in the third act, when Sentry starts making his appearance, that's when I think I started liking the movie more. I started because this, I don't know, his character's more interesting, and I don't know, it was a mystery. It was something that kind of had me engaged with it. And even Florence Pugh, I think she's great as Elena. But I think it's the script. I mean, like, when she's given good lines and, like, Sorry, the train's pretty loud. But when she's given good lines, it's like she shines and she shows her acting ability, her talent, and it's like she got me turning up when she was talking about, she's alone. And that's another thing. I think I really enjoyed the third act because right now, personally in my life, I'm going through, I don't know, I'm kind of just going through a phase right now of kind of like I don't know the right word, but I'm going through like kind of like a phase of feeling kind of empty, and I really can relate to Elena, the new Black Widow's character, Florence Pugh's character. I think she's her character and Bob Sentry are like two of the most interesting people in the movie. I think those are two that really got me. And I don't know, it's just, maybe this is just a personal thing for me. I just really was attracted to the themes of depression and loneliness, and I think it really is something, a story that I needed to hear, right now. But it's like, I mean, it's not like I'm completely by myself, but it's just more like, you have, friends, you got family, but sometimes people just are, we're kind of caught up in our own lives, and no one really knows the pain you're going through inside, and it's like, and I'm part of the blame too, because I'm not there for everybody. I'm not always present for everybody, and that's why I'm not saying like, I hate the world, the people are, I think it's more I just isolate myself because, I just don't, I mean, that's the reason I kind of like this movie is it's the message of loneliness and, feeling like you're constantly questioning yourself and your morality and your history. And yeah, I mean, I'm kind of going through that right now, where things in my life are kind of feeling empty. Like, I feel like I'm kind of just going through the phases. Even, for example, going to the city, like I'm right now in the city, and I used to be so optimistic and happy coming out here. But when you do something so much, it's like a drug, eventually the hype and the you build a tolerance for it, and it's kind of like the excitement you had at first, you kind of lose, And I'm beginning to kind of feel like I'm losing my hype for it. I mean, I grew up, and when I was younger, I used to come to the city all the time. But, I'm going on a tangent about my life. But, yeah, this movie, I mean, all right. Let me just get back on track. Positives of this movie, I think it's Florence Pugh as Elena. David Harbour. I like him, but he was kind of teetering on being annoying, But I think it's a script that just keeps making everybody jokey. I think he was just making jokes. It would have been more likable and funny. But when you have every single character being jokey, it gets kind of tiring and exhausting after a while. When everybody's just constantly making jokes, because is anybody serious in this team? It's like there should be one serious person that's dead serious the entire time. It kind of loses its it loses its charm after a while when everybody's cracking jokes and not even delivering the jokes in a believable way. It's almost like they're saying, this is a joke. This is like the director's literally standing there saying, this is a joke. You gotta deliver like it's a joke. Come on, And I don't know. It kind of deflates any weight or suspense or drama when it's constantly joking. But yeah, David Harbour, he was good in it. The guy who played Bob, a sentry, I heard some reviewers say that they thought he was bad acting. I saw him in this movie called Riff Raff with Bill Murray, and I liked him in that movie, and he was good in this movie too. I thought he was good in this movie. I like the third act's writing. The writing for the third act was good. I think the cinematography is better than a lot of Marvel movies recently. I think that the cinematography is better in this. I think it's not, you don't see a lot of a noticeable bad CGI. I think the acting is good. It's just the writing is holding the actors back. And I think the third act is really, I think the third act is the best thing about the movie. That's when I really started liking the movie. I started waking up and I really get into the movie. But now I'm gonna talk about the negatives. The negatives for me is the jokes, is the non-stop silly writing, and it's the first and second act that is non-stop. Everybody's just cracking jokes, and it just gets it's just the movie comes across they're marketing the movie this is gonna be more serious, this is gonna be more mature, this is our version of the Suicide Squad. But it's they're mimicking David Ayer's Suicide Squad, and it's or James Gunn's Suicide Squad, where that movie was really silly and jokey. I think they should have taken a different route and made it more grounded in reality and more serious. It's already you guys are getting a bad rap for being silly, so I don't know why you're writing the characters to be non-stop joking the entire time. It just gets kind of tiring. I don't like how the movie ends, really. Spoilers. I forget who the one villain is, the one lady. She's in my opinion, I like the actress. She's she played in Seinfeld. I think I like her. She's gotten more like, I've liked her work outside of Seinfeld. You know, I think she's a good actress. But again, the writing, it's just like the end of the movie. You know, they beat Sentry, and then it's like they're about to go get the I forget her name, but the main antagonist of the film, and she just like runs behind a curtain, and then there's like the press are sitting there already, and she's like, this is my plan the entire time. These are my Avengers, and it's just like, what? It just feels so like lazy. Like, what? That's how we're gonna end the movie? She just basically just says, oh yeah, it is like the press is, why is the press just sitting behind a curtain? It's just like, that doesn't make sense to me. It's like, why would you write that? That's what I'm talking about. It's like, they write some good stuff, like about the guy, about Sentry and his depression and stuff, and even like there's moments they're talking about loving, each other and loneliness and all that, and I like those parts, but then it's like they do some like silly ass bonehead where it's like, oh yeah, let's just make these like really slapstickish scenes where it's like, oh yeah, well, they walk around the curtain and the press is already there, and she tricked them into like, oh yeah, you guys are working for me. And it's like, you wouldn't just get on a mic and say, no, she literally almost got the whole city killed. We're not gonna work for her. It just seems bizarre to be like, yeah, we're gonna work for you now. I didn't like that. And I'm trying to think. I think the movie is, the pacing is a little too draggy. This thing, the first and second act, I do not like the first and second act. I think it's just slow. There's not really much going on. The beginning of the movie, they're stuck in a vault, like a bunker, and it's like, okay, like, are we gonna leave this bunker? Like, they spend like a good part of the movie just in that bunker. You know, like, it feels like forever they're in the bunker. You know, and it'd be one thing if you're doing, a character study on all these characters. You know, if we're stuck in a room with them and they all were like, had different dynamics, and they're all like, you're seeing them bounce off of each other, like the serious guy, the jokey guy, the femme fatale, the assassin, the mute, the quiet one. It was like, I think it would have been more interesting if everybody had a distinctive personality trait. But when you have everybody kind of saying like silly jokes with one another, like they're like kids in a back seat arguing about who's gonna who's gonna get shotgun. That's how they deliver the jokes too. It's like they knew each other, like they're brothers and sisters, and they're just kind of like, oh, we know you're in the military. It's like the way they're delivering the lines is so like jarring to me, because it's like, it's almost like that they're not delivering it like the characters, they're delivering it like they're actors playing around behind the scenes. That's what it comes across. It doesn't come across as genuine, like authentic, like jokes. It feels like it's contrived. It's like, oh, like, it just feels like it's just breaking the fourth wall, and it's really kind of pulling me out of the film, and it's like, that's what made those the first and second act for me so slow and boring, because it was just like, are we gonna take anything seriously in this film? Is everything gonna be a slapstick comedy joke? I don't know. And then it's just a lot of like just weird coincidences to happen. Like I said, with the press at the end of the movie, being there when they beat Sentry, and it's like, oh yeah, I planned this all along, and then they're just like, we own you now. It's like, okay, but that doesn't make sense. It's like, what? Huh? It just doesn't make sense for Elena not to get on the mic. I thought she was gonna get on the mic and be like, no, you want to tell them what you really did? I think that would have been more interesting and dramatic. And then it's just, and another thing I don't like is the after credit scenes. Those after credit scenes sucked. Okay, the middle after credit scene was like, dude, we got enough jokes already. Like him talking about the cereal, it was funny, but because David Harbour is very charismatic and he's funny, but in my opinion, it's kind of just like, bro, we spent the whole goddamn movie making cracking jokes. You know, like we could have like, can we have something be like interesting? You know, like, do we really have to have a middle credit scene where David Harbour's character, Red Guardian, is making a joke about I'm on the wheat box, cereal box. You know, it's me. It's like, okay, we get it. And then the last credit scene that you have to wait till all the credits are done, bro. First of all, they spoil it already by showing you the theme song. They literally, in the credits, before the last scene comes up, they show you Fantastic Four theme song. In the credits, like all the songs that are used, they show Fantastic Four theme song. So it's like you spoil what's gonna show up. So it's like, oh, well, we know it's a Fantastic Four. You literally put it in the music credits, saying Fantastic Four theme song. So it's like, oh, well, then that means a Fantastic Four is gonna show up. So when you see him, it's like, okay. But it's like, it's not like it's really that interesting to me. Like, we don't know if Fantastic Four is going to be a good movie or not. So it's like, okay, you're just basically setting us up to fucking watch Fantastic Four and figure out why they're in the future. So it's just like, that's about the only thing. It's like, how did the Fantastic Four get into the future? Or into a different universe? And again, like the last credit scene, the new Avengers, you know, Elena, a U.S. agent, and Ghost, and Red Guardian, they're literally just cracking jokes again. They're just walking around cracking jokes. And there's no, like, seriousness. This is, like, non-stop jokes. Literally, Red Guard's walking up with a fucking racetrack outfit on, talking about, oh, see, it's Avengers, C with Z, there's no copyright. It's like, dude, who's writing this, man? It's like, we get it. It's like, why is Marvel like have to be comedy hour 24/7? You know, it's like, I don't understand who's writing this. Like, did the people writing this really think that Marvel Comics was always just cracking jokes and silly? You know, like Spider-Man has Carnage, and Carnage in the comic books has been written at times to be very dark and like disturbing. You know, like there's a lot of disturbing characters in Marvel Comics. There's a lot of dark shit in Marvel Comics, and it's the thing, they show a lot of dark shit in this movie. But then it's like they get scared and like, oh, we gotta go back to the jokes. You know, I don't know, we can't. And then I didn't watch Daredevil Born Again, but I was watching a YouTuber review it, and he was talking about how that movie is like bipolar, or that show, I mean, is bipolar, because like it doesn't know if it wants to be serious or not. Like, you have Miss Marvel's dad in it, Miss Marvel being a very silly character in Daredevil Born Again, where you're seeing like brutal kills and like takedowns, you know, and it's like, dude, why are you guys like not willing to take the material seriously? Just keep an eye out walking in the city at night. It's kind of sketchy. It's, I think, at like 11. Just keep my eye out, watching out for any sketchy. I think I'm already at the metro station though. Yeah, I'm at the metro station. Let's see what time it is. Yeah, 11:17. We got a lot of time. But yeah, you know, it's just, so in summary, wrapping it up, my final thoughts is, you know, I'm just kind of getting annoyed with Marvel. Oh crap. Right now, it's like I'm getting annoyed with Marvel and like the constant jokes, you know, and it's like, we don't need everything to be a comedy. Like, you know, like, it's okay to have comedic characters. That's why all the comedic characters are now turning into annoying characters. Like, I used to love Daredevil, you know, but no, now I'm looking at Daredevil and I'm like, dude, not Daredevil, Deadpool. You know, I used to really like Deadpool as a comic book character because he stood out, you know, for being really silly and violent. But now it's just like there's so much joking around that all the funny characters now are just coming across as annoying. Even Spider-Man, him cracking jokes, like, now it used to be cool to have characters crack jokes and be silly, you know, because there was a range of different feelings you get from Marvel Comics, you know, and now it just feels like everything is a fucking joke, you know, and it's getting annoying to me. It's like, I just want to, like, can we please take like a serious, you know? And you know, I don't know, I just I think Thunderbolts is it's okay. It's worse than I thought it was gonna be. I thought I was gonna like it more than this, but it's honestly it's not like my favorite. And to be honest, I think I enjoyed Brave New World more than Thunderbolts. I think I enjoyed Brave Captain America: Brave New World more. I don't know. I think the writing was better in that show. Sorry, someone's walking by. I didn't want to look like I'm crazy talking to myself. Let me make sure we got like 10 more minutes. But yeah, it was okay. I think that I wasn't disappointed, and I don't hate it because I do think I like Sentry. I like the actor playing Sentry. I like Florence Pugh, and I wouldn't mind seeing what they do with the new Avengers. It just kind of feels a little weird that they're Avengers already. It feels like we didn't get enough time to build these characters up into being Avengers. It's like, yeah, they have heroic moments, and honestly, it did cheer me up, and really, it was cool to see them actually be superheroes and like save people. But I don't know. I think that it's just not the same as the other shows. No, I think it's just the writing is just it's just frustrating because I read Marvel comics and I know how they write, and it's not like this. It's like I felt like Stan Lee back then knew how to pepper jokes at the right time and put in serious moments at the right time. Just for example, like Sam Raimi knew exactly the formula to Marvel Comics because he can make very cornball scenes like where it's almost like this is like silly as hell, and then he could bring you back and bring in very dark serious scenes, and then just not even just dark serious scenes, like he has like very heartwarming scenes and and realistic scenes too, like where it's like just life, like things don't happen the way you plan, and it's like you have to adapt to the reality that you're living in, and I think that I don't know, I just don't think they have I don't know I mean, I heard that Disney is starting to crack down on Marvel. They really want them to start producing like more better content because they're feeling the hit, and maybe this might be the beginning of something new. Maybe this is the beginning of them course correcting, but it's kind of hard. That's what people were saying online. I'm like, they're saying this is if you're tired of it, like the jokes and the silly like Marvel movies. This is this is gonna be different. This doesn't. I'm like, no, this is a lot of jokes. This is like actually more jokes than Brave New World. I think it is a better film than Brave New World. I think it has more depth and more like. I think it has more going for it than Brave New World, but I don't know. But if I have to rate this film, I'll give this movie a. Make sure time. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. Or I don't want to do 7.5 or the out of 10s. I want to do like 5 or like out of 5. I'll give it a 3 out of 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. I think there's good in there, but it's just the pacing, the writing really drags it down. And I really think it's the writing, and again, you guys, they really need to go to the writing department and tell them, guys, you guys need to fucking stop with the jokes. I wish I worked at Marvel so I could go and tell them, like, go into the writing room and be like, guys, for the love of God, stop making jokes in these Marvel movies. Like, just calm down with the joke. We do not. It's like they write these scripts like it's a mandate. Like, you have to make it funny. You have to. And I don't think that's what Marvel is. It's not like funny. Marvel is just like any other comic book. It's more optimistic, but even that's not true because there's a lot of dark Marvel comics. But I'm gonna wrap this up. I hope you guys are doing well. Um, goodbye, city. Hope to see you again. Say goodbye to the city, everybody. Bye. All right. May the force be with you.